What's up everybody, my name is JustJarrod. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be back talking about the Surge. So if you haven't seen my last video about the Surge, make sure you check it out. It's like a complete breakdown video of what the Surge actually is. I'll break it down a little bit in this video, but this will basically be talking about just this gameplay trailer. So if you want to actually get into knowing exactly what the Surge is, make sure to check out that video. Link will be in the description. So Surge is basically a new action RPG. It is being developed by Deck 13. They are the previous developers of an action RPG titled Lords of the Fallen that came out I think about 2 years ago, 2 or 3, maybe 2, something like that. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about some of the things we see in this trailer, and I'm gonna edit the gameplay accordingly. If you want to check out the gameplay trailer without any edits, the link is in the description. So this gameplay released about a week ago. We get to see more combat. We get to see more of what the Surge is. It is very heavy on tactical combat, much like Dark Souls. I don't like comparing games to other games, but it's kind of easier in this sense to just say it's a bit like Dark Souls as combat. Like if you had me explain what the Surge is, combat-wise, think of Dark Souls. I'm not saying it's exactly Dark Souls. If you watched my previous video on the Surge, I say what's different about it from Dark Souls. So it isn't like Dark Souls completely. It's sci-fi, all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, we got to see more combat. We got to see more combos with different weapons, things like that, more finishing moves, just the meat of what the Surge actually is. We get to see a lot of that. I'm not going to go into too depth about the combat because I have a video coming up about the combat in Surge. So we have the main character Warren wielding some new weapons as well. He's got like a polearm staff type thing, and he's also got this giant beastly looking hammer mace. It's awesome looking, each with their own style, speed combos, quick time, brutal finishers we get to see, which look insanely cool. I can't wait to freaking smash some heads. We get some looks at new armor as well. Just like any other RPG, you get to equip armor and weapons and things like that. We get some new armor pieces that we get to see here in the menu screen as well. We see some rarities. We got like a green background, we got red, we got white. I'm assuming white would be common. I think red is set pieces because there are set pieces in this game, and the way you get set pieces is from bosses. You can literally rip set pieces and set armor off the bosses you fight, things like that. It's a really tough thing to do. I will get more in depth with boss fights in another video. It'll be a separate video. But we have green, which might be uncommon. I don't know if there's blue. We haven't really seen the rarities, but I'm assuming it's much like that, like other games where there's rarities, common, uncommon, rare, and things like that. We get a look at this menu screen, which we've seen before. It looks generally the same. It looks a little prettier because the last time we saw gameplay was months ago. But we've got gear, we got implants at the tabs up top, we have salvage, organizer, and specs. All those I talk about in my previous video on the Surge. And we got tech scrap, core power, all the stuff down there. I break out all that down in my last video, so make sure you check that out. But we do get to see awesome armor pieces. I'm a fan of loot in games. Loot is like my favorite thing in any game. If you give me a game, it has loot in it. I don't care what it looks like, I'm into it, alright? I love loot. I love Diablo. I love Borderlands. Anything. Dark Souls, a little bit, but anything. I really love loot amongst anything. I don't care what it is. But so I'm really excited to see, and that we actually got to see loot. So in this game, you have weapons, you have headgear, right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg, and chest. And you also have dual weapons where you have one in each hand, things like that. So there's a lot of customization and a lot of ways to actually play the Surge. But I really do think the chest and the right arm gear in this situation is set piece because they look like they go together. It really looks cool. The giant hammer thing that this guy's got, called the Enda's RS3 Titan, looks insane. I want that in real life. I don't know what I would do with it in real life. I don't know. Never mind. I probably couldn't even lift that, honestly. I'm going to ramble a lot, so I'm just going to continue. Let's just get out of this. I don't know what I'm talking about. We also get a look at some new enemies. Now we see one that we've already seen, but we see 3 enemies in this that we have not seen before. Now in the Surge, your enemies, or the story kind of in the game, is like you're going to this new job, some crazy shit goes down, and then your coworkers start attacking you. And right now they look like they've been like zombified in a way. The coworkers are the first guy he's fighting here. I don't know what's going on. Nobody really does. But once this guy gets cut literally in half, he keeps crawling at you. So I don't think they're really alive anymore. I don't know what's going on. It might have something to do with some like alien technology or something. I have no idea, because if we look at this next creature, it gets a little weird. Now, I don't know what this crap is. We haven't seen this even close to anything like this in any other gameplay of the Surge. Just like some weird tech gunk alien thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks cool. I love the whole atmosphere of this game and the whole look of it, the sci-fi, like technology, post-apocalyptic kind of feel of the game. Really awesome, but I have no idea. This thing's like shooting lasers out. It gets broken into 2 pieces, and then it eventually just kills the player, our main character, Warren. So we actually get a first look at the death screen as well. We get an awesome voiceover from the AI computer announcing that, letting us know that this is not a scheduled break time. I really hope that this game does like a Portal-esque smartassery thing like Portal did, because Portal was so good with that and the comedy amongst the AI and the computers and things like that in Portal. It would be awesome if that was in this game. One of the huge reasons a lot of people love Portal, because of the comedy and the sarcasticness in that game. Awesome stuff. I hope we get to see that in the Surge.
This is not a scheduled break time.
Now, as far as death goes, we actually don't know much about dying in the Surge. We know you lose tech scraps when you die, which is kind of like souls from Dark Souls, like that currency. Tech scraps is used to upgrade your exosuit and your rig, things like that. Once again, I talk about all that in more detail in my last Surge video. Now, we actually get to see more of an open world than in previous gameplay. The devs do say that exploration is key and is huge in this game. So before, we didn't really see any of that. Before, we saw them following a linear path, and then, yeah, they would get a door that would open up back to where they used to be, but that's not really open world. That's more linear. It might be kind of like a linear open world where there's a lot of different paths to take, not like open as in Skyrim open or something like that, but we do get to see it more here where there's more branches to take. You see enemies all over the place. The player only goes in one direction mainly, but you see other paths to take. Also, the boss area, where we see the boss at the end of the trailer, seems to be like in the middle of nowhere, like through some bushes that I don't think I would even have thought to walk through. So hopefully this gets us more into the hope that there is larger exploration in this game. The devs do say there is, and it's a huge part of the Surge, so we'll just have to wait and see. But this is a good thing to actually see, and I'm glad that they showed it off. Now, the boss that we see at the end is called the Smelter. We don't know much about it. We haven't seen any gameplay. I've got a screenshot here of it that I can show you. But it was announced this boss was shown off, I don't know, a month, a few weeks, something like that. I remember seeing it. It's been on my background on my PC for a while now. Because I've been wanting to do a video on boss fights in the Surge because they're really unique, and I really wanted to get into that because they're just awesome and I can't wait. But bosses in the Surge are huge. They're mechanical like this. Some of them are human/mechanical or whatever the coworkers have turned into. I don't know. So I'm really excited to talk about that, but we don't know much about the Smelter. We only know about one boss, and that was in the previous gameplay footage that we got in the Gamescom demo. So we don't really know much about the Smelter or anything like that, but I will be doing a video just on boss fights, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But other than that, that's all we really see. It's only 4 minutes of gameplay, so we don't really see a lot. We see a lot of what we saw in the last trailer. I do want to say that the game looks a little more pretty. The lighting looks phenomenal. I love lighting in games. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing that I'm into is the lighting. So that looks really cool. It was awesome to see new loot and the menu back again and seeing how things have changed. Do note that this is pre-alpha footage. The release date is marked somewhere for 2017. Not sure exactly when it's coming out, but I will have more information here on the channel when news breaks. Also, I'll be talking about combat in the Surge in a lot more detail, as well as boss fights, the story, things like that. I'll have separate videos for each one of those, so make sure you stay tuned to this channel for more on the Surge, everything on the Surge. I love how this game's looking, and I really want to share it with you guys. So, anyways guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a thumbs up on the video. That would be fantastic. I would love you forever, probably. And subscribe for more videos on the Surge. There'll be more coming now that I'm venturing away from the No Man's Sky update and all that stuff. So, more games coming. There'll be more coverage here. Can't wait to talk more about the Surge and get into those boss fights with you guys. Anyways guys, that is it for me. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastically awesome super day. Peace out.